Wednesday, October 11, 2016. Welcome to this edition of the Government News Brief. In the news, U.S. Ambassador to Guyana says oil industry can transform Guyana. Students at the Kurukuru Training Center will learn self-sufficiency, and authorities in Region 3 to roll out a more effective healthcare delivery system. Stay tuned for the details. Thank you for staying with us. I am Renetta LaFleur. Now for the details. U.S. Ambassador to Guyana says the revenues that are likely to come from the oil industry can transform the entire country. Tiffany Rodius reports.
U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Perry Holloway believes that revenues from the oil and gas sector could be used to create greater prosperity for all Guyanese. According to Ambassador Holloway, Guyana's infrastructure, healthcare, and many other sectors could be transformed.
Examples of how the revenues could be spent, but I'm not saying these are the best projects. I'm just saying examples. Be very clear on that. And are not limited to investing in hydropower and or other forms of renewable energy, modernization of the healthcare facility, better schools and universities, and infrastructure projects like a deep water port and, for example, a road to Lethem.
Oil revenues could be used to develop hydropower, which in turn would drive local manufacturing. Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman is very optimistic when it comes to the potential of Guyana's oil and gas industry.
Our government looks at this expected revenue as being explosively transformative for the economic and social development of all Guyanese.
An increase in manufacturing and production would lead to significant job creation across all sectors in Guyana. To realize this potential, the government has been taking measures to make an accountable extractive industry. Becoming a member of the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, EITI, is one such measure. The United States has provided financial assistance to Guyana to realize this membership.
I am confident this program will strengthen the work of the government of Guyana in promoting transparency in the country's extractive industry at a time when while Guyana prepares to welcome the future growth in the petroleum industry.
While there may not be many direct jobs created in the new sector, many believe that it will totally transform Guyana's economy. For the Government News Brief, I'm Tiffany Rogers.
Students at the Kurukuru Training Center will receive more than a vocational education. They will also learn how to be self-sufficient. Isaiah Braffett tells us more.
Assistant Director of Youth Leslie Boyce says the training center will produce more of its own food. She says this is in keeping with government's push for a green economy and to equip young people to become entrepreneurs.
We want to commence or establish our agriculture because Kurukuru more or less has the capacity as it relates to rearing of livestock and cash crop.
According to Boyce, the main objective of the agriculture initiative is to make the center self-sufficient. She says that poultry rearing will start this year and next year would see cash crops being grown.
What would definitely start this year because it's already a part of our system, poultry rearing. We already have a capacity to hold like over 500 chicks, and we have, as I said, large land space, and we intend to have our young people more involved.
A new batch of 240 students from all across Guyana started classes at the Kurukuru Training Center last Friday. Isaiah Braffett, the Government News Brief.
Authorities in Region 3 are working with the Public Health Ministry to roll out a more effective healthcare delivery system. More from the Miller Henry Rowe.
Regional Executive Officer Region 3, Dennis Jaikaran, says that greater collaboration is needed for the smoother execution of healthcare services. Jaikaran says this includes the delivery of drugs and the deployment of doctors around the region.
In terms of drugs and drug supply, our relationship is going to be built stronger with that of the Ministry of Public Health. And that is going to allow us to be able to coordinate in a better way in 2017. How is it we receive and distribute our drugs so that the end user, meaning that the patients and those who deserve, would have adequate of it throughout the year.
The regional executive officer notes that an improved relationship between the two agencies is the only recommended option for the region's health sector to further progress.
A good relationship between what happens at the regional administration level and that of the Ministry of Public Health. And once we can iron out that and we are ironing out in those things, we are going to be able to get where we want to. So that is the quick answer to what is going to happen in terms of a recommendation, a good and proper relationship between Public Health Ministry and the regional administration.
The region's 2017 budget for the health sector focuses on improving healthcare facilities, increasing staff capacity and capability, and expanding services. For Government News Brief, Namila Henry Rowe.
The government has been pushing to reduce the backlog of cases in the courts. Night court started yesterday, and now persons are being trained as mediators. Tiffany Rodius has the details.
The Riverdale Mediation Limited yesterday commenced a Canadian Impact Justice Community Mediation Training Program. Minister of Social Protection Valda Lawrence says the training is timely since it will help to reduce the number of cases in the court.
It is a fact that on a daily basis, our probation officers and social workers, including our child care protection officers, are faced with a multiplicity of issues for which they are not adequately equipped. Even I, as a minister, I am stunned at some of the issues which pass across my desk. And so as they traverse, all of us traverse the various regions in Guyana, I believe that whatever is learned here will help us.
The minister noted that the training will equip officers to address various family and community conflicts they are confronted with daily. It will also help parties to settle disputes.
The knowledge of this skill set will facilitate alternative dispute resolution, thus engaging parties and effecting positive changes in the community and society in general.
Meanwhile, coordinator of the training, Hilary Linton, says training will be conducted in both theory and practical skills. She adds that it is designed to teach people the theory of conflict resolution, which can reduce actual court cases.
All those more important things, what you really need as a human being, often are not addressed in the court system. So what we believe and find to be true is that mediation really lets people solve the real problems that they're having in a very satisfactory way.
The 5-day workshop is being held at the Marriott Hotel and will conclude on Friday, October 14. For the Government News Brief, I'm Tiffany Rogers.
If you travel the east bank of Demerara Road in the mornings, you surely would have passed one of Guyana's real-life heroes. Here is the story of Uncle Rani from Delon Sanko.
Good job, man. Good job. Most of you know him as Uncle Rani, but Randolph Smith has been crossing children over the Agricola main road for over 20 years. Gina wanted to understand why Uncle Rani is doing this.
I joined Agricola Primary 1994, the 23rd of July. And that is how I started this work. I came off the job 2011, not working, but I still do it to the children.
Uncle Rani no longer lives in Agricola, but he still makes every effort to ensure the children are safe. He operates on school days only, and sometimes it can be a challenge.
Some of the children are misbehaving also. See, I got to tell them stand up. Some still want to run across the road, and they got vehicles on the inside, don't stop. So there's a lot of headache I got sometimes with some of the children there. But I tried my best. Nobody never get accident with me on the road for the period of the time.
For the residents of Agricola, young and old, for motorists and all users traversing the Agricola public road, Uncle Rani is a paragon of service.
Years, over 20 years he's doing this, and this is something that I really want to do for Uncle Rani. He's one of the best in Agricola, and I don't even think he's being paid. So God bless him.
Rani has been a fixture in this community for over a number of years, assisting the school children in crossing of the road, even the elderly and even us workers. When the traffic is heavy, he would ensure that everybody crosses safely.
Uncle Rani is a very good guy, known him since nursery, crossing everyone. I think they should give him a medal or something for his service, for helping us every day.
He's doing this since I go in daycare. I know you since I small, and he's doing this all years, and I think they should give you something for doing this.
Gina does not have a medal, but we salute Uncle Rani for his selfless service. Mark Twain once said, Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Delon Sanko for the Government's News Brief.
Gina salutes Uncle Rani for his exceptional service. Today, October 11, 2016, is International Day of the Girl, which is held under the theme, Girls' Progress equals Goals Progress. The observation supports more opportunity for girls and increases awareness of inequality faced by girls worldwide based upon their gender. This inequality includes areas such as access to education, nutrition, legal rights, medical care, and protection from discrimination, violence, and unfree child marriage. In 2011, as a result of youth advocacy around the world, the United Nations declared October 11 as the International Day of the Girl Child. Its mission is to help galvanize worldwide enthusiasm for goals to better girls' lives, providing an opportunity for them to show leadership and reach their full potential. It's a day when activist groups come together under the same goal to highlight, discuss, and take action to advance rights and opportunities for girls everywhere. Gina encourages you to empower girls today, encourage them to reach their dreams and build better lives for themselves and their communities. We have come to the end of today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on Gina's website. Gina has an active Facebook page, and we encourage you to visit and like us so you can be informed as the news unfolds. Do join us again tomorrow for another edition of the Government News Brief. I am Renetta LaFleur. Thank you for watching.